Hey, what's up, guys? Man, we're going to get right to it. I am concerned. I am concerned about my Cowboys this weekend. I just want to briefly talk about them because if I don't talk about the Cowboys, they seem to lose. I haven't talked about them in 2 weeks, so we're going to talk about them today because it is a desperate situation. I know most Cowboy fans are like, no, man, we too good. We too good. Well, we always have talent, and we seem to always come up short. And now we're playing the New York Jets. So I have to talk about that, talk about some movies I've watched this weekend and can't wait to watch. Hey, y'all stay tuned. All right, now, guys, it's a state of emergency for them Cowboys this weekend. Alert, alert. You need to make sure that y'all paying attention. I know a lot of us in Texas, we feel like all Cowboy fans, we're like, man, we okay. Man, this is a way to bounce back. We're going to play the Jets. Man, we just lost two important games. I didn't get to watch the last one because I was busy traveling. But we've got two important games to watch. Well, we had two important games. We lost to New Orleans without Drew Brees, which is terrible. And then we had to play old Aaron Rodgers, who seems to beat us down. I think he like 6-1, 7-1 against the Cowboys. Terrible, terrible for us. So we got to get it together. And one way we got to get this done is Jason Garrett got to show some fire. He got to get that fire in his gut and show that he want to lead. You know, great leadership calls for great service and sacrifice. And sometimes he's going to have to sacrifice himself to get things going. Show that fire that you show when you threw that challenge flag for the first time in your life. Show some resolve, man. We seem to get these late starts, and we seem to never can bounce back, and we always seem to be in some sort of trouble. We got Dak coming out there, the first half just looking like, I don't even know if he drafted this guy, he's throwing with his elbows or what's going on. But I'm like, man, we're in real trouble. We're in real trouble. I don't want to hear any more press conferences where we say we just got to get better or this got to happen. Cowboy fans understand that when we go play, the refs are going to be against us. The fans, they're probably going to be cheering for us. But we can't beat ourselves. We got the refs and another team playing against us. Any close game where the refs have to decide because of a play, that means that we are in trouble as Cowboy fans because that's been history for us. So what we're going to have to do as a team, we got to come out firing on all cylinders the first two drives and allow our defense to play fast. They can't play fast if they're playing from behind, trying to hold you guys up so the offense can finally pick it up. Now, one player on the team that's been balling since day one, since the day he put the star on his head, has been that Mr. Amari Cooper. Mr. Amari Cooper been balling. I mean, he been balling. You can't, look, he is the definition of balling when it comes to this team. He is showing that he got heart. And Michael Gallup, he going to ball. I think he's going to have a great game tomorrow. If you're playing fantasy football, you got to play Michael Gallup against the Jets defense. Even though they're getting C.J. Mosley back, you got to have him in there, okay? You got to play Dak too because I think Dak is going to come out throwing, come out firing, and then you're going to end up smash mouth with Ezekiel Elliott. And then you got to get Pollard in the game. Pollard is great. Pollard can do a lot of good things. He's versatile. And it seems right now would be a great change of pace until Zeke can get back into Zeke shape, which I think Zeke going to get back on track these next few weeks because normally he always start. Well, outside of his first year, he started slow within the game. So I think that getting Pollard in there first, give it that change of hey, do some split back formations. You know what I'm saying? It's two backs in the backfield, having the boys going different directions, throwing the ball to them, running screens to this side or that side. This we got to get done, or we're going to be headed down the road to the toilet bowl again. Because anytime you don't make the playoffs or you lose in the playoffs, you don't get to the Super Bowl, you just extended your season when you could be in preparation for, the draft. And, man, we got to do something better. We need to go we probably need to get a safety, but I really think that we need a D tackle because Tyrone Crawford is out. So we need to figure out something to mix it up to get us a premier defensive tackle. When we had a chance to sign Ndamukong Suh, Calais Campbell, we passed on them because I guess we don't like veterans. Now, we've done a great job of building up a team, but now we need some veteran leadership in there to get us over the hump because leadership is everything. We have the talent, but we need somebody that's going to lead the flock. The coach in football is so valuable to the team. You can see the difference. Like basketball, you don't really need a coach. Maybe playoff time, yeah. Maybe when it comes to developing players during the season, okay, I get it. But most of all, if you got the talent in basketball, you got 2 or 3 people that's supremely talented, you probably going to be in the playoffs and maybe end up in the finals. Now, playoffs are different. You do need some coaching, but you can run through the season in basketball with just talent alone and win 50 games. You know what I'm saying? So just ask LeBron. He's done it without coaches. But anyway, back to football. We just got to get the Cowboys on track and get them to see that we have to understand that just because we're at a star, we're no legends. We're playing off the backs of ghosts. That's all we can think about. Every Cowboy fan out here, and I get pissed off just thinking about it, every Cowboy fan seems to always talk about what we did. We always talk about what we did. But what are we going to do? You know, where are we headed to? I am sick of thinking about, well, we got 5 rings. How many do you have? No, we ain't won nothing in over 20 years. 20 years, man. I remember those great days of when I'm in elementary school. Wow, that was a long time ago. In elementary school, when you just remember them Cowboys winning and it's on TV in the cafeteria. They pull up that old TV that's on that little roller stand, sit in the cafeteria, and let's watch the Cowboys parade. And you just like, yes. But this generation that's grown up now has never, ever seen us hoist anything but a draft pick. We ain't never seen us hoist anything but a draft pick. And that's it. Who are we getting this year? That's all we've done. Because we've been the lovable losers. And I say losers because just because you go to the playoff, that's great. But you got to win something. And it's that time. If we don't win anything this year, if we lose today, Jason Garrett has to be fired immediately. Or like T.I. say, expeditiously. Right now, right away, because there's no hope and the team just giving up. Because if we make it to the playoffs anyway, in my opinion, it's going to be because we got the talent. It's not going to be because of coaching. I think coaching works against this talented team. Now, Dak, on the other hand, if you want to get this bread and you're losing $2 to $3 million every time you throw a pick, even though we had the number 1 offense in the league, I know y'all didn't know that. We got a serviceable defense. But in order for us to reach the promised land, Dak got to come out firing with confidence. And then also the coaches have to give them confidence because that's their job. When we come out flat, I feel like that's the coach's job. You just came out the locker room and you're throwing the ball and you're going out there 3 and out. That ain't going to work. And we're playing the Jets who are hungry, and just like I knew, they're going to get Sam Darnold back. You're going to get C.J. Mosley on defense. Sam Darnold's the quarterback. C.J. Mosley is a middle linebacker who was great. He went to Alabama. He went to Baltimore, drafted. Now he's in with the Jets. And then they got old Le'Veon Bell. Now, this trap play has been killing us since the playoffs last year. The Rams ran it down our throat. Last week, the Green Bay Packers ran it. Aaron Rodgers was just a decoy. He was just standing there, passing the ball off, and that was it. He was just a decoy in the game. Now, he's still a threat, and he still won because he's Aaron Rodgers, and we lost because we allowed this man, Aaron Jones, to run the ball down our throat over and over and over and over again. I think we gave up 4 touchdowns to him on the ground. Lord have mercy. I don't even know what to say to that. When I hear that kind of stuff, it just eats me up. Now, in a few hours, in about an hour, we got the Red River rivalry. We got OU coming down here into Texas, which most of their players are from Texas. And we got UT coming up from Austin to descend upon Dallas and watch and play each other. It's going to be a great game. OU will probably win. But I'm hoping UT wins because they need to, man. They need to shake it up, beat OU, and just keep it moving because I have to go up to OU often, and I don't like hearing about no boomers sooner. I don't even know what that is. Don't care to know what it is. But it's all about hooking them horns, all right? Let's get in there and let's play some smash mouth football, all right? Please, for the sake of Texas, all right? Because we're letting them kids in OU, them Texas traders, go to OU from Texas. Nah, you're not a trader, man. It's all good because get your scholarship, get your education because that's what I'm about, all right? That's what we're about here at the Red Tape Podcast. We're about getting that education, so I don't care where you go. Get that money, get that education so you can have a leg up in life because Lord knows we need it, all right? We need it. We need more educated people. So anyway, I don't want to get on that tangent. But I just feel like with the Cowboys, with the game this weekend, just need great leadership. I just had to throw the college in there because it's what's happening right now. But great leadership is what we need to survive. So y'all stay tuned to that. Hey, but first, we're going to talk about, make sure that you check out the Red Tape Podcast, at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you stream. But check us out, guys. Check us out because, we're trying to grow. We're trying to get this thing, trying to make it happen. We talk about every single thing because everything is important in life. And even though I know I talk about sports and everything like that, it matters. It ties to life. I try to tie it to life when I do talk about sports. And that's what we're headed to right now. We're going to talk about why leadership is so important. And I'm going to briefly touch it because I'm going to talk about leadership on the next show. But I just want to talk about a little bit of leadership when it comes to the Cowboys. Now, one thing great about leaders and leadership is you have to be consistent. You have to be obviously a great communicator. And you have to be willing to sacrifice yourself for the sake of everyone else. When you're a leader, you're the shepherd of the team. When you're the shepherd in life, you're the shepherd of your household, and you have all these things going, you have to be able to lead the sheep that follow you. And then you're a sheep that's led by somebody else as well. But in this situation, you're leading. So how do you lead? You got to lead by example. You have to lead by allowing these people to see the right thing. See, great coaches and great leaders have to have great vision. You have to have a vision the way you see the team going. And that goes from each game. The great thing about Bill Belichick and New England is that even though they may struggle a little bit, they always have a plan. They always have a great vision of where they're going. They make that game plan tailored to the team that they plan because they know that they can be beat on any day. As great as they are, they can be beat on any day. So they prepare specifically for the team they plan, not just we're going to do what we're going to do and let's see if you can stop it. One great example of that is, remember the Titans with Denzel Washington. He said, I got 6 plays and you give them enough time, they work like Novocaine. Well, you had to get some help because those 6 plays didn't work like Novocaine. You got to give people a chance. And then that's why when you're a leader, you got to have your great team around you. When you're a good community, you got to put that great team in place to help move that community forward. Because not everybody sees the way you see. Not everybody want to lead in the way you want to lead. So if you're blessed to lead a home, a house, yourself, a team, a community, whatever it is, then you got to understand and take that to heart because it matters. Your leadership matters to everyone. And if you do not lead in a way that is conducive to the community growing, the team winning, the team learning even in losses, the community learning even in losses, then we have nothing. We just have a headless team running around and everybody know what it looks like when somebody's head cut off. Now, you might not have seen it in person, literally, but you can understand, hey, a chicken with the head cut off running around is just aimlessly running, trying to figure out where to go. Just like, oh, what this way, that way, that's how it go. So in life, you want to have a great leader to help you get a vision to go forward. Where are we going in this mission? What are we going to do? And you have to lay that out for the team. Yes, the long-term goal is this. For the Cowboys, it's the Super Bowl. For a family, it's the end of the year or a vacation or you're trying to get out of debt or you're trying to do all these other things. But unless the leader has a great vision and able to communicate the vision, then you're just a team. You're just another team. But to be a great team, the leader not only talks about the vision, but puts a plan in place so you can live out the vision, so the vision can go further than even your wildest dreams. Because sometimes we all have visions, and he's like, that is a wild vision, but let's see if we can plan it out. Like, whoa, that's radical. And then you end up looking like the doc in the movie Back to the Future. He's like, whoa, that really worked out. Let's do it again. Because when the team see that, when a community see that, when a home see that, when a wife or a husband sees that, like not only does he have a vision and he communicated, but it actually works out, they start to have a little more belief in not only you, but themselves. Then they start taking that same thing the leader did and they say, I want to do the same thing for me. And then individually, each one of them put a plan in place and they like, let's see if it work out in this part of my life. And then they say, whoo, it works out for them too. So then they go take it on to the kids and then the kids go do the same thing. And they say, this is implemented because of the great leader that we don't mind following because we have to have great followership. And when you're following leaders, and they say, we're going to implement this as leaders in our own house to see what we can do with our own kids and ourselves. And then they try like, whoo, it works for them. and then you implement it somewhere else and it works for them. And then you change it to fit your life, to make it work. But it's always about going forward. It's always about being progressive in the way that we move, to be not a detriment to the community, but an asset to the community. To make yourself an asset to a football team or anywhere else as a coach, it takes you implementing the vision, showing the goal, and then having some achievements along the way. You can't just be a great leader without any achievements. I'm going to tell you that right now. You have to be a competent leader. And those are things that I'm going to talk about, guys. And I just want to give y'all a little taste of that because coming up next, whenever I put it out, just be ready because we're going to talk specifically about leadership and the things I think you got to have in order to be a great leader. All right? In no specific order, but you got to have these traits to be great leaders. So make sure y'all tune into that. All right, as promised, a great movie to check out, man, is Rock and Roller. Rock and Roller has Gerard Butler, Tandy Newton, Tom Wilkinson, Toby Cabell, Ludacris, Jeremy Piven, Idris Elba, Tom Hardy, all those funny and great actors and actresses. It's a funny movie, well thought out. Guy Ritchie directed it. It's a London movie and it's awesome. English movie. It's hilarious, well written, and I think it has a good plot and some great twists in it. So just check that out if you don't have nothing to do. It's gangster. I like gangster movies, man. So check it out. Don't run from it. Ladies, you can watch it too. Everybody can watch it if you like gangster. Some guys don't like gangster, but I do. So it's a cool movie, good twist, and anything to do with Russian mob and everybody else is always awesome. So just check it out, guys. Rock and Roller. That's my movie for today. And it ties to leadership, too, because there's some terrible leaders in this movie. So anyways, I just want to leave y'all with this, man. If you're going to lead in any way, make sure you're leading yourself first, okay? Because we don't need you to lead people astray and because your mind is not in the right place, all right? Hey, this is the Red Tape Podcast. I'm your host, Demerious Nelson. This is brought to you by For the One Media. This is the Red Tape Podcast. Hey, I'm Demerious Nelson. Y'all stay tuned, guys. Peace.